mentioned in the paddock, we will be rolling with the next round here in just a few moments. Jared Deanda, can you please report to the announcer booth? Gerard Deanda, please report to the announcing booth.
Hello, everybody. Thank you again for joining us here at the Speed Ring presented by Motivicity. Austin Cabot, I'm Jared Deanda. We are live at M1 Concourse. Bracket battles, and we're about to enter into the Final Four in all track mod, street mod, and unlimited. Austin, how you feeling?
Feeling great, man. It's been a really exciting afternoon so far. There was a little bit of a lull this morning just with some of the way some of the brackets worked out, but obviously as you start working your way down in that bracket, the competition gets pretty fierce.
It tightens up. You start to see the tolerances of our qualifying drivers and seated drivers. We saw a couple underdog, I don't want to say, upsets, but basically lower seated drivers taking out higher seated drivers. Will All Young, we also saw Dewey. I called him underdog. I was like, no, I don't mean underdog. No, underdog. I'll take it. So next stop for our Speed Ring party train is what?
So up next is going to be the street modified category. Now,
all right.
If you've noticed, prizing goes down to third place, but the final battle will only be 2 people.
Right.
So as we work our way down from these final 4 for each class, the people who are not advancing to the finals, we're going to keep them in grid, and right before the final round, they will battle each other for that third place spot.
All right, so the consolation bracket, as you could call it. So Tom O'Gorman will be going against Dan Lewis, and they are just hitting this M1 Concourse skid pad, or not the skid pad, a full course. 1.5 miles. You said this used to be an actual, production facility for vehicles since 1904. Shut it down. M1 Concourse. We are live again. thespeedring.com/live, and this is where really push comes to shove. Dollars are going to be won or lost. There's only one of these drivers that's going to be just outside looking in, not with cash in his hand. Remember, the UBA, the Ultimate Badass, that is the fastest lap time either yesterday or today. Right now, it is a 1:02 by that Can Jam Subaru of
Richard Boak. So those guys run that car in Canada a lot. Make very rare appearances in North America. Their last appearance was actually... in the U.S.
Yep.
They run that car in Canada all the time. Their last time competing in the U.S. was at the Speed Ring here at M1 Concourse 2017 last year.
Yep. All right. So right now, Tom O'Gorman, Dan Lewis, they're just warming it up. They'll come around. This is their flyer lap, and then we will see the time and the clock a-ticking. Tom O'Gorman, our number one qualifier. We've talked about it, but it bears repeating. He is currently racing and competing in the Pirelli World Challenge, also IMSA. Even yesterday, drove to Mid-Ohio racetrack and was a part of an endurance race. This guy just cannot not have a steering wheel in his hand. So O'Gorman and that of Dan Lewis coming around here 10A, 10B. This is not timed until they cross that start-finish.
Yeah, and Dan Lewis has one of the most beautiful S2000s that we've seen in competition here in this part of the country. Voltex body kit on it, supercharged, and new diff as of last night. He blew a diff yesterday afternoon, wasn't able to run the third qualifying session, and ended up replacing that overnight last night.
Well, we'll see if that diff brings him any good luck, because he's going to need it. He's going against, again, our number one qualifier and professional race car driver, Tom O'Gorman, out here in a borrowed GD Subaru WRX.
Yeah, Tom getting a little bit sideways there as he came through turn 3. Now going down to the long back straight here at M1 Concourse.
All right, so down that longest straightaway of the track, going from turn 6 into turn 7. You have that rise back there as they make their way towards that big, large building.
Oh, yeah, kind of a little crossed up there. Not too bad, but car kind of understeered into the corner, oversteered on exit right there. Now, this is that part of the track right there. You saw Tom O'Gorman take a really wide line through there. He's one of the only drivers that's going really far, using up as much track as he can to widen up that entry into turn 9.
Yeah. He is really dipping off that track, but Tom O'Gorman gets loose, gets that back end to slide around, exiting turn 10B, now back into turn 1. They're about to approach that finish line and get the time. What are we looking at here? Austin Cabot. Tom O'Gorman will cross first, of course, and then that of Dan Lewis.
Dan Lewis, 112.267. Tom O'Gorman, though, 110.844.
All right, so Tomo with that 110, 2 seconds faster than that of Dan Lewis. Like I said, that diff may be bringing him some good luck. Not right now. He needs to find 2 seconds in order to force the one more time, the sudden death. We're kind of working titles right now, but basically the third, let's call it the LCQ, last chance qualifier.
That works too.
All right, so the last ditch effort, he needs to force that, but right now, all signs are saying Tomo, our number one qualifier, will be going to the finals.
Yeah, real quick, if you're just tuning in, the way bracket battles work, all of our drivers that are here today ran in the time attack portion of the event yesterday, and their best time from yesterday from any session was used to create a bracket. So we're using just traditional brackets. The bracket used for this one was a traditional 1 to 32. So earlier today, Tom O'Gorman actually got a bye run in the very first round because there was not a 30-second competitor. But Tom O'Gorman, obviously a wild man behind the wheel, and may walk away from the Street Modified class with $5,000.
Yeah, so the Street Modified, $5,000 for first, $1,000 for second, and $500 for third. Time starts now on the second battle here between Lewis and Tomo.
So again, we talked about strategy. So the fastest driver going in is able to pick if they want to lead or chase. Now, it looks like Tom O'Gorman wanted to lead that first one, likely so that he could add a little bit of pressure to Dan Lewis here on this second part of the battle in hopes of causing him to not even have a chance to move on to the next round.
All right, so Dan Lewis needs to force this. He needs to find those 2 seconds or even more potentially on this second lap.
Dan looking really smooth there, though. But if you notice the difference, Dan did not use a lot of track out there coming out of 8. Oh, look at that. All crossed up there for Tom O'Gorman, wheeling that Subaru.
Yeah, he is hammering down. I think he's got a point to prove. He's not just gonna win this battle, but just be a bit dominant. Look at that gap closing.
He's definitely
more and
closing
more.
that gap for sure.
All right, so Dan Lewis, one more quick little chicane turn and burn, and Tom O'Gorman right there. You
Look
have
at
to
that.
assume he's going to get the victory once again.
Almost nose to tail there at the finish. Tom O'Gorman, 111.228. Dan Lewis, 112.873. Tom O'Gorman moving on to the finals here at Speedring
Cheater.
in the street modified class.
You own the car? Is it your car?
It's my car. Yes, it is.
It's your car. Now, why would you give your wheel to a professional race car driver and come beat up on these guys?
Well, why wouldn't you?
Exactly. It's kind of a rhetorical question. But, man, Tomo out here having fun. And, that guy just, like I said, he drove to Mid-Ohio yesterday to go race an endurance race, and he's back here and ready to potentially split $5,000 with you, man.
Yeah, he's an animal. He's if he doesn't have a steering wheel, he's not comfortable. So that's just what he knows.
What's the setup in this car? What kind of horsepower, what kind of numbers are we looking at?
We're at about 499 on this tune. Closed deck IAG, full build, 3076 GTX Gen 2 Turbo, and all the works pretty much for suspension.
All right. Well, congratulations. Tom O'Gorman moves on. He's going to the finals, and he's guaranteed at minimum second place. So $5,000. What do you got?
Yeah, thank you. We just want to thank Competition Clutch, Boost Control Performance. We want to thank Tony Barber down at Turning Concepts. He's a huge part of why this car's turning times that it is today.
All right. Thank you. Well said. I appreciate that. All right. So, Mr. Lewis. All right. So, Mr. Lewis here. And Tom O'Gorman, so grab some words there with Mr. Lewis. But remember, hey, Austin, remember, he can still get third place.
Yep. All right, Dan. So, unfortunately, being eliminated from going to the finals now, our buddy Tom O'Gorman over here, your buddy too, beat you out a little bit. But that does not mean all is lost. We're going to send you to that last chance against the second place finisher from this next battle. So we'll send you over to grid. But what do you think your chances are up against one of those two that are sitting over there about ready to go do battle?
I don't know. It's any driver's game out here. I mean, this race, if I had to pick someone to lose to, it's Tomo. I mean, that's the guy to lose to. Over there, both great drivers, Dewey and Shawn. I don't know. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, word on the street is that you had to replace the dip in this thing yesterday. How long did that take?
This was not yesterday. This was a all-day Friday adventure. That was a lot of fun. But we lost the practice day on Friday, but the car's here. It's running. We got a great sponsor here, Bauhaus. He helped me replace everything. We're good to go. The car's running strong.
All right, Dan Lewis being eliminated from the finals, but we still got that third place last chance battle coming up here shortly, so we'll send you back on over to the grid and have you send it again here shortly.
All right, thanks.
All right, good luck, man.
All right, Tom O'Gorman, you getting fist bumps from your teammates. Owner of the car over here, had some words with him. Are you liking this? I mean, this is got to be a lot less stressful than Pirelli World Challenge, than IMSA, or even Endurance. I mean, you got a smile on your face, of course, because you won. But overall, this experience.
Yeah, this experience has been a blast. This is my first time attack event, really. I came from autocross, and now I've done a lot of road racing and raced professionally, but I just have a love for driving, and I'm enjoying the heck out of this event. It's way more like autocross, where it's a quick hit of adrenaline. It comes at you really fast, especially when you get up under the guy in front of you, and he's scrabbling for grip, and you're scrabbling for grip, and it's been a blast. But all I can tell you is Mike Omix, the owner of the car, they've been running it ever since it was new in 08, 09, and I swear he built it for this event. And even though he didn't know we were coming here, 10 years ago. So car's killer. BCP's done an awesome job. Boost Control Performance, Competition Clutch. We had Turning Concepts come in and help us do some development work on it on Friday. So all of that is just kind of coming together. I hope we can do 2 more runs and be good to go.
That's it, and that's the next stop for you, the finals. Keep it going, man. See you in the finals. Tom O'Gorman heading on over there. Could potentially be $5,000 richer or just $1,000 richer. Regardless, he is going to have cash in his pocket. And guess who's buying the bar tab? Tomo. All right, so let's go to the other side of that Final Four bracket. And we're going to be seeing, looks like, Shawn Kressbach versus Eric Dewey DeWitt. So look at that. You got your number 2 qualifier, your number 6 qualifier, but we saw Dewey really step up in that last battle.
Yeah, Dewey dropped about 3 seconds from what he had run earlier. So, he's definitely pushing for it. And, I think he actually stands a pretty good chance of potentially being able to at least put enough pressure on Shawn Kressbach to potentially cause Shawn to make a mistake that's going to cost him the advancement to the finals.
Well, this is just such a traditional battle here. Evo versus Subaru. So, again, Diamond Star versus the Subaru. WX versus Evo. So, Kressbach, DeWitt. All right, so the clock is ticking. Easy for me to say it there. Eric Dewey DeWitt. See Kressbach. Great looking car. And Eric Dewey DeWitt, I had an opportunity. You showed me the video of his submission to the Hoonigans one. It didn't get picked, but man, he is if he doesn't end up becoming a racer just more and more successfully, he needs to be a pro wrestler.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what he's going for too. He just needs a little beard. We'll start calling him like Hulk Hogan.
No, just Dewey.
Be good.
Just Dewey from
Just
the
Dewey.
top rope.
It's just Dewey. It's like Prince, but just
Yep.
Dewey. And then he can have a shirt that says just Dewey.
Yep.
Period. That's what he needs.
All right, so coming into that start-finish, times are coming in here, and Shawn Kressbach with a 1:10.9. Shawn Kressbach with a 1:10.9. Eric Dewey DeWitt, 1:11.65. So Shawn Kressbach gets the win on that first battle. So the Evo of Shawn one step closer to going against Tomo in the finals.
And whoever does not advance to the finals will be going up against Dan Lewis for that third place cash. The $500 for third place that Motivicity has put up. So first, second, and third place from these brackets pay out some serious coin.
All right, so Tomo already in the finals, as we just said. Kressbach one step closer to go against Tom O'Gorman. And Eric Dewey DeWitt there. He's using some of that Tomo juju right there, using that runoff.
Yeah,
or
he actually
that track in and out.
He came up to me earlier and asked myself and Abe Schmucker if he was actually allowed to use a little bit more track there. We said as long as the tires do not leave the outside white line, technically that is still within the track limits for those wheels. So that is not a 4 off there. So Dewey trying to do everything he can to pick up a little bit more of an advantage, trying to close that gap and run a little bit faster than Shawn Kressbach.
All right, so now Dewey out front.
It's like Shawn left him a really decent gap, too. There you go, Dewey looking real smooth there, going down through that tight back corner 6. Right before he heads down the long. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Dewey
And a little rotation.
Yeah, Dewey stepping out that back end. Now back down that long straightaway. Just overlooking all the garages, all the cool garages there. Motivicity just announcing last night, they're purchasing one for development, engage with their companies that they work with as well as their customers. So Motivicity got a 3-story garage here at this M1 Concourse facility. And we got a couple more turns here for Eric Dewey DeWitt or Shawn Kressbach to move on.
Right, it looks like that gap may have actually gotten a little bit bigger. Dewey might have stretched that a little bit. We'll see here. Remember, in these brackets, you cannot afford to make a single mistake if you're hoping to move on to the finals.
All right, coming through.
Eric Dewey DeWitt, 111.927, but Shawn Kressbach does it again, 110.852, beating out Eric Dewey DeWitt and moving on to the finals to battle against Tom O'Gorman, but all is not lost for Dewey. Dewey will be going up against Dan Lewis in his DMN Racing S2000 right before the finals to figure out who will take home that third place cash prize. You can see from this overhead drone shot just how beautiful this M1 Concourse facility is. This facility was first opened in 1905, but as an automotive manufacturing facility, through the years it changed hands, eventually ending up in the hands of General Motors. In 2008, General Motors shut the plant down. It sat abandoned for a few years, and then M1 Concourse purchased it and developed it into the facility you see today.
You grab Kressbach. I'll grab Dewey. Oh man, look at that! You said you wanted to see it. You're excited about. You know, you said Evo versus Subaru. You were hyped about it, and then I told you you're going against Kressbach, and you said, "Oh man!" And now you're full of emojis right now. You're doing the I don't know girl, and you're doing this face and that face. But guess what? You're still an opportunity to win $500. You're going against Dan Lewis in the Consolation bracket, the first place loser, second place loser bracket. I'm all joking aside. You still can grab $500, but you're going against Dan Lewis in the S2000. I think you got a fair shot against him.
Oh, I think so, and he's a great driver. Shawn, incredible. Like, honestly, he was killing it out there. This event's killer. I can't wait to go out there, see what we can do. $500 will give us gas money to get home and maybe dinner, so that'd be great. So I'm the fact that we even made it this far and got as close as we did, I can't complain.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations. I'll give you nucks there. I saw your Hoonigan Wanted submission video. That was awesome. So if you don't continue with the racing, just WWF. Yeah, that's good. I like that. All right, on to you, bud.
All right, here with Shawn Kressbach, the reigning champion from last year for the street modified class. Shawn just beating out Eric Dewey DeWitt for that spot in the finals against Tom O'Gorman. How you feeling, Shawn?
I'm feeling pretty good right now. The car's running good. That battle was a workout. I couldn't have, coming into the pits, I couldn't tell you who was ahead or not. So hats off to him. He ran a great race. It's a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to Tom O'Gorman in the finals.
Yeah, I noticed on that chase lap that we just saw, you left Dewey quite a bit of room. Like, that was a pretty big gap. Was that on purpose?
Yeah, I hate having somebody right in front of me. So it's just more for my line of sight and picking up my points. So that's the strategy for that.
All right, Shawn Kressbach moving on to the finals up against Tom O'Gorman in the street modified class. Good luck, Shawn.
All right, thank you.
All right, back to you, Jared.
All right, thank you, Austin. And yeah, Kressbach going to the finals. So we have the third place battle, Eric Dewey DeWitt versus Dan Lewis. And believe we might just go straight into street modified. No, we are going on to that as track modified. So track modified, and this was the one we were talking about. Will L. Young going against the ACR. Luke McGrew, who's our #1 qualifier, but Will L. Young, he's made his way through some heavy metal, meaning that all-American iron.
Yeah, he beat out a Corvette to get to where he is, which was actually a little bit of an upset. That was probably the closest battle coming in, though. Will was seated 5th, beating out the 4th seated car, and finds himself here potentially running in the finals. We'll see what he can do in this battle against Luke McGrew. These guys are on their hot lap right now. Sorry, their out lap. And looking for some track time.
All right, here we go. They are approaching that start-finish line. And that of Luke McGrew, Will L. Young. One of these drivers going to the finals. And there they go. Time starts now. Fairly equally matched here, but McGrew looks very comfortable, but Will L. Young, two very different schools of thought here as far as battling this track and their competitors.
Yeah, Will has a very highly modified and turbocharged RSX, but Luke McGrew is running a mostly stock Viper ACR, including the same tires that they come with from the factory. So you saw him kind of tap the brakes there a little bit, probably just making sure that the pedal feel was okay. So we'll see that back straight. Probably doesn't feel very long in that Viper ACR, though. It's a relatively quick car overall.
Yeah, I mean, you look at that thing up close. It's fiberglass. It's cut out. It's definitely been put on a diet compared to that of just a standard SRT 10 Dodge Viper. But so again, the ACR model, like you said, just beating up on the competition for quite some time. But yeah, very smooth there. You're gonna hear that exhaust note. But Will Young getting that front splitter really close there, dipping down out of 10B.
Ooh, Luke McGrew, a little bit of a bobble there. Wasn't quite on the apex coming through turn 2. See what these lap times are. Will Young, that gap looks a little bit smaller than it was. Yeah, and exactly. Will Young must have dialed up the boost. 109.407. Will Young beating out Luke McGrew that first battle. 110.355. So, Will Young is sitting in a good spot right now, especially chasing Luke McGrew now, leading. There is the potential now that he might be moving on to the finals. I think the fastest that he had run before that, that's his fastest so far. So, very impressive work there from Will Young.
Yeah, Will Young hitting his stride, 109.4, has and takes the win over Luke McGrew with that 110.3. So, Will Young almost a second faster than Luke McGrew, and this is kind of what I want to say what we expected, but that's the kind of driver Will Young is.
Yeah, and this is exactly what bracket battles are about too. Normally, if we would have ended the day yesterday, Luke McGrew would have taken home all of the cash money, all of it for this class. And now Will Young is showing that just because you're seated in the 5th place spot does not mean that you're not going home without the win.
All right, the drivers coming through 10A. Will Young, that Vibrant RSX. Luke McGrew, that Dodge Viper ACR on Kumo tires. Let's see what Will Young's got as he going to the finals here in Track Mod.
Now, we did see Luke McGrew have that slight bobble there at the very end of the lap. They're coming through turn 2. That may have cost him just enough time to not move on to the finals. But we'll see. If he wins this one, it will force a one more time or last chance round where Will Young and Luke McGrew have to go best 2 out of 3. So in just a few short moments, we will know what happens.
Attention, Derrick Boyd. Attention, Derrick Boyd in the pits. Please make your way to grid. Derrick Boyd in unlimited class, make your way to grid immediately.
And there we have that beautiful drone shot again. Now we're looking at Will Young really on the power there, it looks like, using up all of that pavement. Looking real quick.
Look at
He
that.
must have dialed up the power on that thing last night.
Yeah, not utilizing that runoff there as compared to some of these other drivers. Keeping it really tidy, keeping it between the lines, and it seems to be working out. Again, a 109 from Will Young coming around now, really flying, stepping it out. It looks even faster, not as smooth as he did on his first run, but that calamity could equate to him stepping into the finals.
All right, lap times processing and coming through. Will Young does it again. 109.342, your 5th place spot in the seed, beating out the 1st place seeded spot of Luke McGrew. Will Young will be advancing to the finals in probably the biggest upset we have seen here at Speed Ring 2018.
All right, so congrats to Will Young. Luke McGrew still in that consolation 3rd place battle. Next up, Chris Boersma, Jeremy Swenson, number 2 and number 3 seated driver. Look at that, 1, 2, 3, and 4 here in this finals, or 1, 2, 3, and 5, excuse me. But Will Young, the lowest seated driver out of all these guys. But Boersma and Swenson, predictions, Austin?
You know, it's anyone's guess. Right now, Chris Boersma's car sounds like it's running pretty well. But Jeremy Swenson, earlier, if earlier was any prediction against Mike Puglisi, he's going to be moving pretty quick too. So I think we're going to see a really close battle here to see who battles Will Young.
All right, well, they are going to be heading out there momentarily. I could see Boersma and his vehicle. And yeah, let me grab some words here with McGrew and Will Young. All right, well, we got these two drivers here, and Luke McGrew, Will Al Young, taking off their skid lids over here. And Will Al Young, man, you got him both times, 109. You're getting faster. Yeah, there it is. That's what I want to hear. Will, yeah, and Luke was fast. Luke was fast.
Awesome competitor. I love competing against him. We've chatted all weekend, and honestly, like, track mod's been an amazing experience right now. Normally running an unlimited class, you know, I different competitors, and just the friendships already this weekend have been awesome.
Well, you're going to the finals. You're the lowest seeded. You're the lowest seeded driver, actually, because next up we have number 2 and number 3. You know, McGrew was number 1, but man, you're moving one step closer to $5,000.
Awesome. That's like super exciting, and you know, again, great Motivisti and speed ring. It's an awesome experience, and loving it right now. Weather's beautiful. You guys are great. Live stream, is this on right now? Awesome. Thanks, guys, for watching, and hopefully you're here to cheer me on in the finals.
Right on. Keep it going. Will Al Young moving on to the finals. Austin?
All right, here with Luke McGrew, top seeded, coming in to the brackets for track modified. Unfortunately, though, getting beat out by Will Al Young by a very, very small margin. Big upset, though. Luke, how was the car?
It was pretty good. It was sliding around a little bit. The temperature's a little warmer today. Will's a great competitor. I just met him this weekend, so cheers to him.
Yeah, you know, but that's not it for you. We're actually going to send you back to the grid because right before the finals, we're going to have you battle whoever takes second place from this next battle in track modified for the third place prize. So congratulations on having that chance, and thanks for coming out, and we'll talk to you shortly after that next battle.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
All right, Luke McGrew, unfortunately, your top-seeded driver coming in to the brackets, being eliminated by your fifth-place seeded competitor, Will Al Young. We will see more of Luke, though, in just a moment when we send him back out on track to battle for third place from the second-place competitor of this battle that's starting up right now.
All right, Boersma and Swenson. This is the other side of this Final Four bracket. Who's going against Will Al Young, and who's going against that of Luke McGrew in that consolation battle? Moving one step closer to giving out some cash up here on the stage. So join us there. And the UBA, the Ultimate Badass. The Ultimate Badass trophy and $10,000 for the fastest lap still has not been beaten, 1:02.
Yeah, you know, that 1:02 run in that unlimited class Can-Jam car of Richard Boak. Last year, he ran the fastest production lap time that had ever been run here. And this year, again, he came out, knocked it down by about another second. So now that 1:02 of Richard Boak, the fastest official lap time ever run here at M1 Concourse.
King of the speed ring, man. He is on it. But as we saw last year, got off course, lost control, and lost it. But this year seems a little more focused, a little more refined. The car looks dialed, but like you said, minimal track time for these unlimited cars. What are we seeing?
On track right now, we're looking at Jeremy Swenson out there in his C6 Corvette up against Chris Boersma for that spot in the finals. As you can see on the screen, Jeremy Swenson, second seeded against Chris Boersma, third seeded. So Chris Boersma, though, looking pretty good. These cars, I think, are going to be really, really even, to be honest.
Yes, sir. Swenson coming around the bend. Seen some more smoke coming off that back left corner of the K-Tune Civic, but I honestly think it's just a little bit of chafe there on that back left.
Yeah, you know, some of the lighter cars have been kind of locking up an inside rear wheel there under braking. So the car gets a little light as you brake heavy, and then you see just that little puff of smoke coming from right underneath the tire.
All right, so times are coming in here. What do we got there, Austin?
Wow, this one, like I said, was quite close. Chris Boersma, 109.973, but beating out Chris Boersma in that first battle. Jeremy Swenson, 109.123.
Wow,
about
really
0.8
close.
of a second.
Really close. Again, a 109.1 and a 109.9 with Jeremy Swenson winning that battle. So Swenson in the Corvette. Boersma needs to step it up. And in order to force the third battle or the third race of this battle, he would need to win.
As you can see, they just reset, and now Chris Boersma is leading Jeremy Swenson for this second portion of their battle. This is still that swap lap. As soon as they cross the start-finish line, timing will start, and we will run the second lap battle.
All right, great shot there. Just getting overhead. That is turn 10A as they enter. And then 10B, that big sweeping turn. And it looks like we are good to send it.
All right, man, and you can, even from this side of the track, you can hear Jeremy Swenson's Corvette just tearing down that short back straight.
Yeah, you can really hear him tearing up the tires.
Oh, some sparks there coming from underneath Chris Boersma's Civic. A lot of these guys are starting to use titanium plates to reinforce the mounting underneath that splitter. Chris Boersma getting a little bit of a boggle there, but still staying on the power. It's kind of the beauty of front-wheel drive in some track situations. The rear end gets a little loose. You just go pedal to the metal, man, and speed those front wheels up, and it'll claw itself right out.
It'll just grip up and tear out. Yeah, you saw it correct there when it came out of that hairpin turn. All right, Boersma now at speed. Again, another line from the front-wheel drive, similar to Will Young's line. Is this going to be enough? Swenson looks like he is on pace once again. No real mistakes there from Swenson. We haven't really focused outside of Boersma, but here they come, Austin.
Right, both these drivers looking really composed as they come through here. You're looking at Chris Boersma right now coming through turn 2.
And crossing the finish line. Remember, Swenson won the first battle. Who's going to the finals, Boersma or Swenson?
Chris Boersma, 110.494, but doing it again and beating out Chris Boersma for that spot in the finals. Jeremy Swenson with a 109.196. Jeremy Swenson moving on to the finals to do battle against Will Young, and we will see a battle between Luke McGrew and Chris Boersma for that third place spot.
All right, so Jeremy Swenson, who was seated number 2, finds himself in the finals, going for the $5,000. He's going to go against Will Young. You saw the elation from Will Young. He was hyped. He knows he's got a shot. And looking at those times, we saw 109 from Will Young. We've seen 110s here from Swenson. Will Young could really throw it down, and just going off of that adrenaline, keep it calm, keep it cool, could be $5,000 richer.
Yeah, you know what I've noticed from seeing Will at multiple events throughout the country, he's got this habit of keeping the car tuned very conservative up until he needs to crank the boost up. And he'll crank the boost and go out and drop multiple seconds, and you're like, where did that come from? But it's all there. He's got it in his back pocket, and is just waiting for the right time to pull it out.
Sure. All right, the helmet's already off. The helmet's already off over here, so I'm going to wrap out with our winner here. You're going to the finals, man, and you look cool as a cucumber right now, man. You're going against Will Young. To be honest, you're throwing down 110s. Will Young, he's throwing down 109s. So the finals, it ain't going to be no slouch.
He is, huh? I thought I was a 109 too. Anyway,
in this last battle, you threw down 110s.
Dang. Okay. Anyway, he killed it out here. Chris did. Awesome guy. In fact, one of his fuses is in my car, keeping this engine cool. So thanks to him. That's what's so fun about this thing is we're all friends. We're all having a great time out here, racing with each other, playing with our cars.
Right. Well, man, a few words. Actions speak louder than words. Austin?
All right, here with Chris Boersma, unfortunately getting eliminated and not being able to continue on to the finals here for the track modified class. But you will get to go to that last chance up against Luke McGrew. Was talking to Luke. The car isn't quite feeling quite right for him. It was understeering a little bit. I think the track temperatures are having a little bit to do with that a little bit heavier Viper than your little Civic here. You guys ran pretty similar lap times for your first lap versus your second lap. I think we're going to see a good battle. What do you think?
I hope so. I mean, we're going to give it our all, and hopefully we take down that Viper.
All right, well, unfortunately, getting eliminated from the finals, but we'll see you for that third place battle coming up here shortly. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
All right, up next, Austin, we have Unlimited. Unlimited is up next. I'm seeing Boyd's vehicle there. All right, next up, Unlimited. They are hitting the track, and it looks like it is Richard Boak, who is our #1 qualifier and the king of the speed ring right now, the ultimate badass. $10,000 for the fastest lap, and he has thrown that down with a 102.
All right, just receiving word from our time attack director, Abe Schmucker, that Andy Smedgard, unfortunately, is no longer here. So that means that advancing directly to the finals is James Houghton, all the way out of Canada. Andy Smedgard had about a 10-hour drive home, so he went ahead and said, you know what? Unfortunately, I can't run an Unlimited really in my Evo. I'm not going to be able to beat him out in the S2000, so I'm going to head home.
So James Houghton automatically advances. He is going to the finals against either Richard Boak or Derrick Boyd in this Evo. You can see again another
Subaru versus
Subaru versus Evo battle, but two very different degrees of Subarus and Evos compared to that of TrackMod.
Now, Richard Boak currently has the fastest lap time ever recorded here at M1 Concourse at a 102. We might see him go a little bit faster. That car looking very, very composed as he comes through turn 3. Derrick Boyd, though, that gap really is not that large. We'll see if Richard Boak is going to kind of try and not push the car very much and save it for later, or if he's just going to go ahead and let her rip and see what she's got.
All right, so this Unlimited right before the finals. Who's going against Houghton in the finals?
So all three of the remaining Unlimited class cars left walking home with a cash prize of some sort.
All right, so here comes Boak. Richard Boak and then Boyd. Boyd throwing up some smoke there as they cross the finish line. Austin.
Richard Boak crossing the line with a 104.797. Derrick Boyd 111.089. So Richard Boak winning that first battle. They will swap positions and go for that second battle.
Yeah, that was just a really, really dominant run there by Richard Boak. 104 compared to a 111. So Boak in that flat black and floral yellow Prestone Can Jam Subaru. Both those guys actually running some floral yellow hits, right? One black, one white.
That's just the style,
floral
man.
all over.
Your Mike's got it too.
Mike's got floral yellow, dog. Part of the crew. All right, let's alternate as Boyd will now be out front. And you got to think Boak's going to give himself quite a bit of room here with so much time between the two.
Yeah, that's about a 7-second gap or so.
Yep.
So if he doesn't leave himself enough of a gap, he's not going to be able to run his optimal lap times, but it still might be able to be faster than Derrick Boyd's second lap.
And here comes Boyd. And Boyd out front. Boak in that chase position. All right, Boyd crossed the finish line, as does Boak. Boak pretty much solidifying that 102, the fastest, and the Ultimate Badass Award, and $10,000 cash. Can he make it a $20,000 day?
Yeah, we'll see. This is starting their hot lap here for that second part of the battle. Derrick Boyd looking pretty composed there coming out of corner 6. It's probably one of the more difficult corners on this track. And it reaps the biggest rewards, too, with that long straightaway there. The higher exit speed you can take out of there, the higher terminal velocity you're going to have at the end of the straight.
You were talking about the front-wheel drive vehicles, and the Honda is kind of, these vehicles definitely point and stab, them being all-wheel drive and just the amount of horsepower and the tires they're running. So definitely a point and stab and shoot for these unlimited vehicles.
Just receiving word that Richard Boak is slowed on the back straight here during this hot lap. Does not look like he is going to run a faster lap. It's going to force a one more time.
Oh, wow, look at that.
We'll see if he brings it in. Let me check in with our time attack director, Abe Smucker, to figure out what comes next.
Yeah, it would essentially be a 4 off there for Boak, who was just running super fast, but now has to retire early. We talked about last year and him going off, and now it seems that something's afoot once again. Yeah, I'm seeing some liquid here as he's coming off course. There's definitely some fluids coming from underneath his car. So this Can-Jam Subaru, a turn of events, just from dominance to now dominating the grid or dominating the pit as he comes off. So unfortunate turn of events there for Boak. Austin going to check it out, see what's going on. So that would mean that Derrick Boyd would advance on. We'll get the outcome here momentarily. Yeah, and we'll find out what's going on here. And again, the winner here going against Mr. Houghton. What's that? Moves on. All right, so I don't know if you know what happened here, but Boak pulled off course early, and that's essentially 4 off. So you're going to the finals, man.
Unbelievable. I wish he had better luck. I don't. Hopefully everything's solid on their end. It should be an interesting final. Hopefully I improved on my best. I don't know the times yet.
All right, well, I'll let you get out of this car. I know it's hot in there. But congratulations, man. Boyd, you're going to the finals, man. Potentially $10,000 richer. You're going against Houghton in the finals. So, crazy turn of events. Crazy turn of events there for Richard Boak, as Derrick Boyd will be going against James Houghton.
And Jared, that was a rather large, unfortunate occurrence there, but depending on the cost of that motor in that car, it may have been a wiser choice to bring it in than to blow the motor. Unfortunately, though, that means he will not move on to the finals, Richard Boak, and not be taking home that $10,000 prize. So a $10,000 unlimited prize now will be between James Houghton and Derrick Boyd. We will see Richard Boak battling. Sorry, that is a third place, though, for Richard Boak. So he will take home $10,000, most likely, for the Ultimate Badass Award, running the fastest lap time from any heat of the weekend, and also walk home with $1,000 for third place. But in first place now, we will see who will take home that $10,000 unlimited class prize. I feel gutted for those guys, though, man. That's the second year in a row, and that one really just kind of shows you what Speed Ring is all about. You have to make sure the car is reliable enough to be able to run battle after battle, and unfortunately, that is not the case for the crew from Can-Jam. But they will be going home in with a third place prize, and we will figure out who is going to take home that $10,000 in the unlimited class between Chris Boersma James Houghton and Derrick Boyd. All right, let's talk about the layout here at M1 Concourse right before we go into the finals. We have 10 corners here on this 1.5 mile circuit. The circuit is great for the speed ring competition format because there are very few drivers that have gotten to spend a lot of seat time here. So this is one of those tracks that to be able to get on it, you have to be a member or be with a member. And many of these competitors coming from all over the country and even other countries, we see many Canadian competitors coming up. So it's a good level playing field with very few drivers having a lot of seat time here. Corner 1 is an interesting corner. It's a very tight corner right after a big sweeper and a straightaway, and can create some interesting dynamics there at the end of a lap. The start-finish line is actually between the second and third corners on that straightaway. You can see they're about to cross over the start-finish line right now, beginning their out lap. Now this is the battle for third place. Whoever wins this battle between Dan Lewis out there in the DMN Racing S2000 and Eric Dewey DeWitt out in his Subaru will go home with that third place prize. Motivicity putting up $500 for the winner of this battle for third place.
Where are we at now? What is this? All right, this consolation battle, this should be a fun one. Dan Lewis, Eric Dewey DeWitt. I would have to think this is a fairly equally matched. We see some great driving from them. Obviously, they've lost one time before this, but right now, Dan Lewis and that supercharged S2000 and Eric Dewey DeWitt, he's riding high, man. He's feeling good.
Yeah, you know, I think Dewey's pretty surprised that he's gotten this far, especially after having to swap the motor in that thing overnight on Friday night. So his buddies over at Six Star over in Chicago put together a motor and drove it over from Chicago so that Dewey could put it in overnight on Friday. Looks like that decision has paid off, and if he is able to beat out Dan Lewis in these two battles, he will take home the third place cash prize of $500.
All right, where are we at timing-wise? Should be...
This is the beginning of their flyer lap, right down into that tight corner 6. That is the tightest corner on the track, right into the longest straightaway on the track. You'll probably see Dewey. I think Dewey's putting out just a little bit more power than Dan is, but that gap still looks pretty significant. So we'll see what these lap times are when they come in. Sometimes on that back straight, you can see them kind of close the gap, that chase car, but didn't look like that was happening so much between these two. I think Dan's got a decent amount of power in that S2000 as well.
Quite a few S2000s, but varying builds, you know, from K24 to, supercharged, just a wide variety of power and different setups. Would you agree? I mean, S2000 is a very popular car.
Yeah, there's it's kind of a choose your own adventure when it comes to mods for your car, and the S2000 has been around for so long. There is a gigantic aftermarket support structure, many parts available through Motivicity and their associated shops.
Yeah, all right. So here we go. Time's coming in here. Dan Lewis with a 112.6. Eric Dewey DeWitt with a 111.971. So 111 for Dewey. He gets the win here on this battle. And now the second half of this. So again, this is for consolation round for third place. $500, Richard. And we'll see who comes out. Never fails, dude. I'm like... All right, here we go. So Dewey crossing over here. This is not the timed lap. This is changing it up, but looks like he's still cooking, man. He's possessed. He's like, don't tell me to slow down.
I'm in the zone. Not now, Chief. I'm in the zone. Chief.
Jaeger bombs. I got that reference. So you threw a reference out, and I got it.
See, they go down though. They don't go up in age differences. They go down.
Right. All right, let's see what Dewey's got.
Man,
the Dewey is loose.
Dewey looking really good there. Just Dewey. All right, and Dan Lewis following suit. Dewey looking real good there, but he may have botched that entry a little bit. There's a little bit more track out there that he could have used, potentially being able to carry more speed through that last corner down here in this tight corner 6, tightest corner on the track. Woo! Dewey getting on the power real early there, sliding that car to corner exit as he accelerates down the back straight.
Nice shot, though. That looks fake. That looks like a video game.
This looks like Forza. This looks like Forza right now.
Look like a Pixar movie to me. All right, so Eric Dewey DeWitt doesn't get all the way out to that rumble strip. Not using all the course. Looks pretty calm, but he is ripping. Look at that, nosing down.
Nice. Hard on the brakes there for Dewey. Looking real clean through corner 9.
The Subi looked like it was going scuba. It was diving down, man. It was getting dug in there.
So
Look
again,
at Dewey.
This is the battle for third place. Winner of this battle will be taking home $500.
Dan Lewis needs to beat Dewey on this lap in order to force the third lap on this battle. All right, so time's coming in. Austin, who gets third place here at Speedring in street modified class?
You know, I can't quite tell yet because it looks like Eric Dewey DeWitt just ran a 112.239. Dan Lewis, though, 112.163, forcing that one more time around for third place. We're going to send them one more time, Dan Lewis and Eric Dewey DeWitt, for that third round.
All right, so just to reiterate, Eric Dewey DeWitt a 111.9 on the first one, and then Dan Lewis 112.1. And then on this, it was Eric Dewey DeWitt with a 112.2, Dan Lewis with 112.1. So either of them having a victory. So now it will go to this one more time battle for third place. That's how you want it. I told you they're kind of equally matched, man, and they ended up coming out on top.
We'll go down and talk to these two drivers real quick and just let them know that they're going to send it one more time. I think we're going to send them directly back over.
What? Go one more time.
Dewey is ecstatic.
There you go.
One more
Dewey
time round.
All right. So grab some fuel. Keep it going. Going one more time, man. You got to do it again. Are you hyped? Dewey's over here. Pumped.
We're going to do it again.
You ready to go again?
Let's fucking do it.
Whoa, hey, family show. No cussing. No cussing. He said, let's friggin' do it. I think that's what he said. His helmet muffled it. It sounded like an expletive. Man, I remember the first time I was on camera. Jeez. Family show, dude.
All right, Jared, what do you think? I think the action's starting to get real interesting here now. This is the battle for third place between Dan Lewis and Eric Dewey DeWitt. We're going to send them one more time, but the real interesting kind of upset was in the unlimited class. Richard Boak and Derrick Boyd. Richard Boak unable to complete that second part of the battle and forfeiting that move onto the unlimited class finals. That would have been a $10,000 opportunity there. He is at least getting third place, but that decision to come in and save the motor could have potentially cost him $9,000. But at the level of the car that is, that motor could have cost 3, 4, 5 times that much. So they may not be that upset about it.
Okay, so I guess the question you asked me, let me go back to what you went over there. Did you actually find out what happened? Because there was some fluid as he went past there on grid.
Yeah, just all the data logging and everything told him that he probably shouldn't keep driving it, so they went ahead and brought it in. Good news for him, though. He's heading home with, as long as Derrick Boyd or James Houghton don't go faster than a 102 and some change, they'll at least be heading home with $11,000.
Yeah.
Because he will take home that UBA Ultimate Badass Award and that extra $1,000 for third place, for a total of $11,000.
Yeah, definitely a big upset, but truth be told, that's what kind of happened last year for him too.
Yep.
So just cannot finish the whole speed ring. He was the king of the ring, and then just gets dethroned here. But the as you said, the ultimate badass, that's the coveted one, because that's $10,000 cash in your hand. But Boyd, Houghton, that's in the unlimited. We still have that one more time of those two previous drivers for third place, the Houghton and Lewis. But right now, we have the consolation battle for third place of McGrew
and Chris Boersma.
Thank you, and Chris Boersma in that K-Tune Civic.
So I think this battle is going to be pretty close. Both Luke McGrew and Chris Boersma on their first laps of their last battles were running 110s, and on the second lap they were running 111s. It's really anyone can have the potential to go home with third place here between Luke McGrew and Chris Boersma. So definitely keep your eyes on this one. This one will be close for third place.
All right, so McGrew in that Dodge Viper ACR. He was the #1 qualifier, did not finish there, but man, he was talking about just having such a good time. A lot of this American muscle, and a lot of these guys out here, they're sharing they're sharing parts, they're sharing a bunch of things, they're sharing a good time. They're really having a blast, everybody out here.
Yeah, all the competitors here, we see a bunch of other time attack competitors that are no longer competing out here watching, cheering on their fellow drivers. They're interested to see who's going to win the battle too. All right, those lap times are in. First flyer lap, Luke McGrew, 110.310, but Chris Boersma, 109.583. Chris Boersma will be the winner of that first lap. They will swap spots and continue on for that second lap.
All right, so alternating order here. Boersma will now lead. McGrew will chase him down. So just reiterating what you said, Austin, there. We had somebody come over here and just wrap out with us. But Boersma has the win on that first battle, and now he gets the clean air. We'll see if this favors him or it hurts him.
This one might be a little bit of an interesting upset. Luke McGrew, the #2 seed time, coming in to this track modified bracket. Chris Boersma, though, the #3 seed coming in to the overall bracket. So if there was going to be a very close battle, it's between these two. Now, I was talking to Luke McGrew after his last battle where he was eliminated by Will Ah Young. He said the car just wasn't quite handling the way that he wanted to. The track has been baking in the sun all day. I think track temps are up. Oh, and Chris Boersma there going 2 off. Hopefully the car is undamaged.
Wow, McGrew is right there on the back bumper of Boersma. He is right there.
Yeah,
Austin,
Chris Boersma having to slow down just enough, and that might have cost him that lap. Oh yeah, Luke McGrew right on him as they come down into turn 9. I think Luke McGrew may have this one. We'll see when they cross the start-finish line. But we may have to send these guys for a one more time as well.
Yeah, we just saw there in Street Modified. Here comes McGrew. Boersma, like I said, throwing up some more smoke out of that back left corner. We see some chafing from the back left. Who's going to come out on top, Boersma or McGrew, as they come across the finish line? Are we going to see another one more time battle in this consolation battle? What do we got, Austin?
Chris Boersma, 111.206, but Luke McGrew, 110.808.
All
so
right.
we will send this third place battle for a one more time round.
So a one more time battle between Boersma and McGrew on this third place. So this is where the tolerances begin, just getting tighter and tighter. We talked about it from the start of the day to now. So you know what this is telling me? I think the finals are going to be even more exciting.
Oh,
Again,
yeah.
this one more time battle.
Yeah.
This should be pretty sweet.
So it looks like ready to go out on track, though. We have the one more time battle for third place in Street Modified. Eric Dewey DeWitt and Dan Lewis getting ready for battle. This is the last chance. Whoever can win this next battle will be the third place winner here at Speedring 2018 for the Street Modified class.
All right, so you could see that of McGrew and Boersma. We're just going to send them right over. We're not going to have some words with them because nothing really to talk about other than who's going to win, and we're about to find out. Again, we'll get them cycling through and go back to Street Modified.
Yeah, some interesting shakeups here all day today. We've had some big upsets, especially in this track modified class for the finals. We had Jeremy Swenson will be moving on and to the finals. And we have Will Ah Young, who seemed to have cranked the power up and dropped some time, and is going to be going on to the finals. So we'll see what's going on here in just a moment.
All right, so quite a few battles left here. Again, for that consolation round, Austin just winding things down here, but coincidentally, or ironically, winding things up. Just getting closer and closer tolerances. I want to thank our sponsors again, Motovicity Distribution, for putting on this event, and powered by ARP, Automotive Racing Products, and Vibrant Performance. Just a lot of vendors here and displays still hanging out. So why not come check out the products at Motovicity Distribution distributes and is partnered with Eric Dewey DeWitt and Dan Lewis heading back out there. This is do or die for these gentlemen, sudden death, whatever you want to call it, one more time. But this is for third place.
Don't you mean Dewey or die?
I mean, if Dan's name was Die, that would work perfect.
Yeah, we need Dai Yoshihara here.
Yeah, Dewey or die.
Perfect.
Yeah,
that'd be perfect. That'd actually be a pretty good show between the two of them.
Dewey or die.
Yeah,
I like it. I'm with it. I'm for against it. All right, so Dewey will lead. This is not the timed lap.
This is just that out lap to go ahead and get the cars up to temperature, and as soon as they come across the start-finish line, we will see the last battle between these two. It's the battle for third place. $500 on the line. It's like Dan Lewis is trying to stay as close as possible to Eric Dewey DeWitt to try and kind of get in his head a little bit and cause him to potentially make a mistake. Dewey a little less aggressive on that track out curbing right on the entry to 9 than he is during a competitive lap.
All right, let's see what we got. Again, timing has not begun just yet. Dewey going past the VIP area of Motovicity. Again, Motovicity just announcing they purchased a garage. They're going to develop a 3-story garage here to engage with their sponsors and their customers and their companies and partners. Here we go. Time has started. This for third place. One and done. All right, Eric Dewey DeWitt out front. Dan Lewis in the chase position in that supercharged S2000. Dewey absolutely elated. Dan Lewis pumped. He said a cuss word when I asked him. He says, let's do this and fill in the blanks. All right, so Dewey.
Sliding the car there to exit a little bit. Right on the power as soon as he could be. We'll see. Right now he's sitting in a good spot. They're both kind of in the 112 range though, so we'll see where they're going.
Now coming around the bend, just out of view here. Eric Dewey DeWitt out front. Dan Lewis.
All right.
And here they come. Eric Dewey DeWitt through 10B. Dan Lewis. Can't really recall the gap there, Austin, between those two, but the clock does not lie.
All right, we'll see what these lap times are, and we will crown a third place winner here at Speedring 2018 in the Street Modified class. Eric Dewey DeWitt, 112.465, but Dan Lewis, 111.869. Dan Lewis, your third place winner in the Street Modified brackets.
Congratulations, Dan Lewis, Street Mod, third place. Dan Lewis in that supercharged S2000 gets third place. Eric Dewey DeWitt, he was on a tear, but unfortunately when a push comes to shove, and that final podium spot, $500, Dan Lewis steps up and gets third place. Man, I thought Dewey was going to come out on top, but Dan, kind of a silent, well, not really. He's in a bright red S2000. I was going to say a silent assassin.
Oh, there you go.
But he came in and just slowly crept up and really made a name for himself here this weekend.
Yeah, I'm kind of gutted for Dewey a little bit. I know he really wanted that third place, especially with all the work that he had to put into the car on Friday night just to make it to the beginning stages of competition. But that's the way things go sometimes.
All right, so Dan Lewis grabs third place in Street Modified. We still have the finals. We have that of Tom O'Gorman. Tom O'Gorman versus Shawn Kressbach. And, go ahead and grab some words there, Austin. All right. Dewey, you're pumped.
I know where I screwed up.
Where you said you know where you screwed up. Where was that?
Screwed up. It's on me. I've been having issues with a hairpin. I keep doing dumb things, and I did it. It's all right. I mean, dude, this was so great. I think I still got a motor left-ish that I can drive around 5, so I'm amped. This is a great weekend. Great team. Like, oh my God, I'm so stoked. The fact that we got 4th, but it was great. So.
Well, again, the first order of operations is admitting, second, or getting angry, then admittance, then joy, and then solace.
I'm still in mad.
But you got to smile. Thank you so much, man, and thank you for what you do. And Austin is with our third place finisher here in Street Mod. Austin.
And Eric Dewey DeWitt here with a little bit of a parting gift of smoke to Dan Lewis, who just beat him out. Dan Lewis, your third place winner. I actually told Dan that his transponder didn't pick up right before we did this, so I was like, sorry, man, we're going to have to send it again. And he was all confused. Jackie Ding's in on it. Everybody was over here is in on it. Dan, how's it feel to take third place here at Speed Ring 2018 in the Street Mod class?
Oh, yeah, man. It's been a wild day. Dewey's a great opponent. He's been going faster than I've ever seen him. This group's great. I mean, that was the fastest time I've done all day. I don't know. It says 11.6. I don't know what I really did. So it's awesome, man. And you guys suck.
All right, man. Well, congratulations. We'll see you up on the stage in just a little bit.
Thank you.
All right, congratulations, Dan Lewis. There you go, that Supercharged S2000. Third place. Third place in Street Mod. The finals are still ready to go. And not seeing anybody in the chute, or are they already on track? Yeah, they're already on track. Man, look at that.
Yeah, this is your track modified battle for third place. Luke McGrew and Chris Boersma just on their outlap right now, warming up the tires, warming up the motors, ready to see who's going to take home that $500 prize for the third place in track modified.
All right, so two one more time battles here for third place, that final podium spot. And the cash prize.
Yeah, you know, that was a close battle early on for the first part of this battle. Luke McGrew won one, and Chris Boersma won one, causing a one more time battle, which is what we are seeing right now.
All right, so that Viper ACR will be chasing down Chris Boersma. Boersma in that K-Tune Civic.
Right here, they're popping into view here for us. Luke McGrew and Chris Boersma both looking like they are on it.
Well, this is it. This is the last-ditch effort for both these guys. And who's going to come out on the podium spot? But we still have the finals in both Street Mod, Track Mod, and, of course, Unlimited. No third-place battle in Unlimited. We have the finals. We'll go straight to that. I don't know. Boersma doesn't look too at speed there.
Right there. That's that same spot. He kind of pinched that corner exit last time, and that's actually what caused that one more time. He won the first battle and then had a 2 off there in that same spot. You just saw him looking a little bit stuffed down into the corner on exit. So that might have cost him just enough time. Luke McGrew might actually have closed the door a little bit from that and be walking home victorious, but we'll know here for sure in just a moment.
Yeah, Boersma might have opened the window of opportunity for McGrew, and McGrew could punch his way in here into the third and final podium spot here in track modified. Couple more turns here for McGrew and Boersma.
Chris Boersma looking real good there coming through turn 2. Being chased very closely, though, by Luke McGrew. We'll see what these lap times are.
And coming across there, Austin.
Chris Boersma, 110.253, but barely eking him out. 110.083. Luke McGrew, your third place winner for track modified. Luke McGrew will be taking home $500 cash.
All right, Luke McGrew, just with that 0.02 of a second there. Boersma and McGrew, so 110.083, 110.253 on that final battle. And McGrew in that Dodge Viper ACR, who is our number 1 seated driver, finds himself still on the box, but just a little bit outside.
Yeah, Luke McGrew unfortunately losing out in the previous round to Will Ah Young in one of the biggest upsets of the day. Will Ah Young being able to run just a little bit faster than Luke and proceed on to the finals. But Luke up for redemption now, taking home third place from this battle with Chris Boersma.
All right, we have our third place battle. Both of our drivers here.
All right, here with Chris Boersma. Chris, how did that lap feel, and who do you think won?
Pretty sure Luke got that. We had no front grip, was sliding all around, pushing everywhere, so that wasn't my best lap by any means. I think he definitely got that one.
Yeah, I keep noticing in this last couple battle runs, down there in that real tight corner 6, running wide there, just having to push it down in.
Just can't get the car to turn in there, and we took 10 pounds of pressure out of the left front before this run, and still we were sliding through there, so can't get the throttle and then can't turn a fast lap, so that is what it is.
All right, well, thanks for coming out, and best of luck next year.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Luke McGrew, congratulations. You got that final podium spot. You are number 1 seated driver. I just talked to you, and you said, you know, they're doing it for Dale, but you're doing it for the live stream, man. I think a lot of people are impressed. You were right up his rear end of that K-Tune Civic.
Yeah, I figured we're going for third place, so it was. We're going to run close and just make it entertaining.
Well, I think you delivered, man.
Thanks, man. Dale delivered.
Do it for Dale. It's not 4 ever, it's 3 ever, brother. Congratulations. Hey, guess what? What's Dale's number? You got number 3. You got third place. All right, so McGrew gets that final podium spot, and just a bit outside there with Boersma, but you know he kind of knew. Man, I was burning my leg there on that Viper exhaust.
Yeah, you forget that it's there.
Yeah, I was like, whoo, my shoes are burning here. I don't think I run that fast. All right, so we are seeing a few different vehicles pulling up, and are they out on track?
Yeah, we're starting the street modified final right now. Tom O'Gorman out there in that blue Subaru, and Shawn Kressbach there in his Mitsubishi Evo. Sorry.
Just
lost my train of thought.
Little brain fart there.
I could have called it Mitsubishi Mirage. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. All right, so Evo versus Subaru. Again, battle of the ages once again. We saw this a few different times. So Tom O'Gorman versus Shawn Kressbach. Place your bets. What do you got?
You know, I think Shawn has some really, really good chances, but Tom O'Gorman just seems to be an alien behind the wheel. But both of these drivers running some pretty similar lap times. If you notice, there's really not a whole lot of aero modifications, though, on Tom O'Gorman's car that he's driving, while Shawn Kressbach does have that big wing on the back. So, from a prep level, there might be a little bit of a difference there. And I think that might be just enough to make things interesting.
Yeah, wing swing. It doesn't matter. As Tom O'Gorman, you saw him use all the track. Look at that. Gets out to the rumble strip, and then over there just around turn 8, watch that. Gets out there, uses all of the course and then some. So it's like track plus using that runoff there. So this is the finals for our street mod class.
Winner of this battle will be taking home $5,000. Second place will be taking home $1,000. As they cross the start-finish line here. Get some lap times in. Shawn Kressbach, 111.013, but Tom O'Gorman, 110.618. Tom O'Gorman winning that first round battle. They will swap spots and go at it again. We'll see if Shawn can be able to run a faster lap than Tom O'Gorman in that GD Subaru.
Yeah, that's more than half a second. So, like I said, wing swing, man. I think the way Tom is driving, he's cool, calm, collect, not a lot of pressure. He's not used to time attack, but he knows how to keep it tight. He's consistent, and that's what you talked about was just making sure every time every run's the same or just bettering it. And it seems that Tomo as his nickname, but Tom O'Gorman, he is just on it.
I do see here on the live stream, Shawn Kressbach is right by corner 3 with the hazards on, indicating that there is something mechanically wrong with the car. You can see his arms go up there like he doesn't know what's going on. Because this was a cool-down lap, though, and not a competition lap, if we're able to get the car back in and he's able to fix it, he will get a little bit of hardship time to fix the car and be able to go and battle for this next round battle. I'm going to check in with our time attack director, Abe Schmucker, real quick and figure out what the next steps are.
All right, yeah, please do, Austin. All right, go ahead and run on over there, see what's going on. Hold on. What's that?
All right, Tom. So we don't quite know who won yet. On the cooldown lap, Shawn Kressbach is out there with the hazards on. So let me figure out what's going to go on. Potentially, if it was the hot lap, I can't really remember when it happened. My brain's kind of mush right now. That was a cooldown lap there, right? Yeah, so that was a cooldown lap, technically not a competition lap. I got to check in with Abe Schmucker, our time attack director, and we'll see how much time he gets. All right, Abe Schmucker letting me know that Shawn Kressbach has 5 minutes to fix the vehicle. Clock has started. If you can get it fixed, we can run it again. If not, you will be the overall street modified class winner here at Speed Ring 2018. So sit tight. How's the car feeling so far, though?
We have a lower control arm bushing that's basically gone. So the steering's all over the place, but the car's still fast. I don't know if we won that or not, but we gotta give it our best.
So you did win that first round battle by about a half a second. So 110.6 versus 111.0. So you're sitting in a good spot right now. But we need to figure out what's going to be going on. There's a chance that you might actually be the overall winner for Street Modified.
Austin, we are finding out that we'll let Shawn bring his car back in. He has a 5-minute allotment once the car gets back in the pits. And truth be told, a lot of the technicians and a lot of the drivers and mechanics know that if the car is done, that's going to be a wrap. So obviously we want Shawn Kressbach to run a fair game. But right now, on that cool-down lap, so Tomo, if you want, just go ahead and pull on over here and just hang out, and we'll find out. We'll get to the bottom of it. We'll get Shawn off course. We got to tow him off. So we'll see if Kressbach will get back out here on course. If he's able to run, Tomo will be going against him, but he's already at a deficit because Tom O'Gorman won that first battle.
Right. So he's already sitting, in a good spot. He'll at least be going home with $1,000 if he can't get the car going back. There we go. We have the overhead sky cam there from the specialty streaming team. You can really see it looks like they're about to get the car all hooked up. We'll tow it in and let Shawn Kressbach decide if he wants to try and fix it or if he's going to go ahead and call it quits. But that is kind of the interesting part about these type of bracket battles. Like I said, you not only have to be fast, the car has to be reliable and be able to be run in every single session that you need it to be. We saw that happen earlier in the in the bracket where Richard Boak had to shut the car down and bring it in, almost costing him, or essentially costing him, his spot in the Unlimited Class Finals. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back as soon as we get this car of Shawn Kressbach off and be able to run the Track Modified Finals.
All right, so we are back, and Street Modified, we're finding out what's going on here. Tomo, he's ready to go. He has the win on that first battle. Then you got Kressbach here. He's just getting towed up. He's right there. You can see him right behind Austin's head. But that is Kressbach and that Evo.
Oh,
no,
I need to go this way. It's
there
opposite.
So Kressbach's car just got towed in. We'll find out what's going on. The hood is popped, always not a good sign. But we're going to go ahead and advance on into to track modified. So, yeah, I feel wrong on going on this side here. But, so we'll advance on into track modified finals. Who do we have in track mod finals there, buddy?
So we've got the underdog, Will Ah Young, in the track mod finals, up against Jeremy Swenson, your number 2 seed spot. So Will Ah Young actually beat out Luke McGrew, who you just saw win third place for track modified. But Will Ah Young obviously finding himself in the finals after being seated in the 5th place spot coming in.
Well, I was talking to Jeremy Swenson there. I said, hey, man, truth be told, you just ran 110s. Will Ah Young, he's running 109s. He's like, I thought I ran a 109. I said, well, right now you're running 110s. That was yesterday. What about now? What have you done for me lately, Mr. Swenson? And what's he going to do to Will Ah Young? We're about to find out. But Will Ah Young, he's hyped. He's loving it. Again, all these guys are just having. You go up to pop their helmets off, and it's great to get their helmets off. They're smiling. They're
big
smiling.
Smiles.
They're hyped. And I'm sure a lot of the fans are at home as well. So here we go. We are about to see our track mod finals. Will Ah Young in that front wheel drive, vibrant RSX. Jeremy Swenson in that Corvette. Jeremy Swenson qualifying 2nd compared to 5th of Will Ah Young.
And both Will and Jeremy looking real good there, coming through corner 3 and now down into corner 6. That is the tightest corner on the track, leading into the longest straightaway. As Chris Boersma can attest, if you mess up corner 6, it could cost you the win. So, unfortunately, Chris Boersma having some issues and not being able to advance to the finals, and having some handling issues, not allowing him to place on the podium.
All right, so Swenson ripping and dipping there outside, utilizing that Tomo section there. I don't want to call it his section, but I would say he uses it the most aggressively.
Yeah, he was kind of the first one to use it very liberally at this event, and other drivers have since started to decide to do the same. Jeremy Swenson looking real, kind of a little loose there as he comes through corner 2, and Will Ah Young. Jeremy Swenson, 108.401, but Will Ah Young, 108.142.
Wow.
These guys are flying. Will Ah Young and Jeremy Swenson down in the low 108s. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Will Ah Young dip into the 107s for this second part of the battle when he takes the lead, and Jeremy Swenson tries to chase him down.
Yeah, he's just progressively gotten faster and faster, and Will Ah Young feeling the flow, 108.14, but, still, Jeremy Swenson, 108.401, that's his fastest lap. So just showing you that everybody's just firing on all cylinders, but not firing on all cylinders is Kressbach right behind us as trying to start that thing. I think looks like it's barely getting up, but he has again, that 5-minute allotment here just behind us. Is Tomo going to get the victory by default? Unfortunately, with basically a DNF by Kressbach.
Yeah, Shawn Kressbach, you're reigning champion of this event for the Street Modified class from last year. Oh, sounds like it's idling now.
Yeah, Kressbach tries to leave, and unfortunately, he stalls it. Definitely got gremlins here, and not a good opportune time for Shawn Kressbach.
So now we see Will Ah Young staging up, ready to begin this flyer lap.
Is that smart? What do you think, Swenson? He's pretty close now. Just as I say that, he's backing down.
With how similar these lap times were, he's going to be able to stay right on Will and add a little bit of pressure. Now, the only problem is we need to know what the rate of acceleration is between these cars on the straights. Jeremy Swenson might actually be a little bit faster. Will Ah Young's got a lot more aero. So in my mind, Will Ah Young makes up a little bit more time in the corners, whereas Jeremy Swenson makes up a little bit more time on the straights.
All right, so here we go. Will Ah Young out front. This is for the win. This is for the overall win in track modified.
In their last battle, Will Young ran a 108.142. Jeremy Swenson ran a 108.401. So less than 0.3 of a second between these two drivers on their first lap. So this next lap, it's going to be a close one. It's going to be real close.
All right, so Will Young coming through. Gets out to that rumble strip. You see him just quickly tapping it. Look at that, moving. He is moving laterally. You see how that car moves. Like you said, the arrow, he is just quicker in the corners. But Swenson faster in the straight, but looks like he's keeping it tidy. They're going to approach this finish line here. This is for the victory and $5,000. McGrew, or excuse me, Swenson or Al Young. McGrew has that final podium spot, and they cross the finish line. The times are coming in. Austin, who's going to get the win in track modified?
Jeremy Swenson, 108.983, but doing it again, Will Young, 108.676.
So Will Al Young comes out on top. Will Al Young, Jeremy Swenson in second, and Luke McGrew in third. Wow, some awesome driving there, to quote Owen Wilson. Wow. So Will Al Young just progressing through this event. He talked about it briefly when I interviewed him just after his last victory. He said, normally driving unlimited, his main car is on its way to Australia. It's on its way down under. He just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. But Jeremy Swenson, man, really, really doing well up there. But just not well enough to go against Will Al Young. We'll have some words with these guys as they pull in.
All right, Will Young, the fifth seeded spot in that track modified bracket, taking the overall win and the $5,000 for the track modified class.
All right, so it looks like we are seeing Shawn Kressbach pull up to the chute in order to go out on track. And again, $5,000 for the winner of track modified. Mr. Swenson pulling on in.
All right, Jeremy Swenson, one of the finalists here in the track modified class. Jeremy, how do you think you did?
I think I lost. I think I ran a 108.3, and then I find out he's faster, and my jaw dropped.
Yeah, I think you guys both ran your fastest overalls of the event that session, but unfortunately, Jeremy, not quite enough. Will Young taking home that win. But Jeremy, what are you going to do with the $1,000?
No, not going to Disney World. I'm going to pay some bills. Woo!
All right. Jeremy Swenson, congratulations. Second place, track modified, all-wheel drive, taking home $1,000 cash.
Thank you. Thank you.
You ran your fastest time on that first battle, 108. I think it was a 108.1, wasn't it?
108.1.
108.1 on the first battle. Yeah, dude, give it up. You win track modified, $5,000. You are track modified Speed Ring 2018 champion, man.
Thank you. What an experience. This is incredible. Like, to run that lap time, I wouldn't have imagined that at the beginning of the weekend. Right from practice, we had to fix a lot of bugs in the car, and we worked hard. Vibrant Performance, being a title sponsor of Speedring, I'm so glad to get them the win. Really, really proud to represent that company. And, Motivisti, so many great companies are part of this event this weekend, like StopTech, TurboSmart, Borg Warner, Competition Clutch, King Bearings. It's been pretty incredible, and just having all these sponsors support us and let us do what we do, it's just awesome.
Well, thank you for being part of it. Progressively throughout the day and throughout the weekend, you got faster and faster. What do you attribute that to?
A lot has to do with just getting used to the tires, getting used to the track, and just maximizing everything to the full potential. I did make a little mistake on the second lap, so I wasn't sure if I gave it up there. It popped out of second gear, and I had to put it right back into third, and it was bogged out. But so we had to squeak out that second lap. I'm pretty happy.
Congratulations, Will Young, your champion here. Track Modified 2018 Speed Ring champion. So Will Young in that Vibrant RSX. Austin, we got cars on track. What do we got?
We have that second part of the battle between Tom O'Gorman and Shawn Kressbach. Shawn Kressbach being able to get that car running again, and they're going to go for it again. Tom O'Gorman winning that first battle, but now we'll see if Shawn Kressbach can pull out a faster lap than Tom O'Gorman after getting the car running again.
Maybe they threw some special juice under the hood or something to get that thing just a little more horsepower there as Tom O'Gorman, a.k.a. Tomo, he has the win on that first battle, and Kressbach now looks like he's running smooth. He looks great. No problems as of right now, but you never know what can happen, and he needs to force this into one more time.
You know, I couldn't tell if I saw a little bit of some different colored light coming from underneath the driver's side front tire, front wheel. Hopefully that car can stay together for the rest of this lap. Not sure if it was the brakes, not sure if it was just the sun glaring off of it, but I saw something for a brief second. So hopefully he's able to finish right here, finishing this lap. We'll see what this lap time is from Shawn Kressbach and Tom O'Gorman. Tom O'Gorman winning that first run. Now we'll see who won between these two. Wow, that one was close. Shawn Kressbach down into the 110s now. 110.592, but not quite good enough. Tom O'Gorman taking home the win of that second battle with a 110.216. Tom O'Gorman, your overall street modified class winner, taking home $5,000. Not all is lost for Shawn Kressbach, though. Shawn will be taking home the second place prize of $1,000 cash. Very close battle there in the Street Mod Finals. But props to Shawn for getting that car running and going out and laying down another flyer, making things interesting. Coming up soon will be the Unlimited Class Final between Derrick Boyd and James Houghton. Receiving word from some crews here, from a fan actually. The Evo is indeed on fire currently. The Evo is indeed on fire. There was fire coming out from underneath the car, so what I did see could potentially be correct. Let's double check the car when we stop these guys before we even start talking to them. Ready?
Tomo, congratulations, buddy. Tomo, man, your team coming over here, car owner coming over here, he's hyped. And, man, some awesome fun racing out here. You were moving. Glad Shawn did get his car fixed. You want to win properly, right? I mean, as a competitor, as a racer, you want to bring your A game.
Absolutely, yeah. You want to win it on track. That was a little scare there, but nothing like some suspense, right? Oh, man, I'm shaking. That was I don't know what the time was, but that felt like a good one, and it was just 10-2. All right. So winning the track record. Super excited for Mike. I'm so thankful for the opportunity to run. Great run from Shawn. The BCP guys put together a good power plant here. Competition clutch, and then the help from Tony Barber, Turning Concepts, all those guys. So yeah, thrilled to do that. That's about all I got other than the shakes.
That's a sign of a good time. Congratulations. $5,000 richer. You are, again, the Street Modified 2018 Speed Ring champion here at M1 Concourse. Motivicity presented by ARP and Viber Performance. And we still have some more battles. Austin, talk to Shawn. What happened out there? He got a little too hot.
All right. Shawn Kressbach taking home second place. Shawn, you actually won this event last year. Reigning champion, handing over that position now to Tom O'Gorman. But we saw on your cooldown lap after your first battle, out there with the flashers on, coming to a complete stop on track. What happened?
Coming out of turn one here, I lost my shift linkage. It popped off, and I lost my gears. So I had to roll through the finish, and then I couldn't get it going again, couldn't figure it out. Came in, and the guys put one back on, got it back together. We went back out and set our fastest time of the weekend, but unfortunately he did too. What a great battle. I can't believe that. 110.5 is awesome. I can't go out any better than that. So congratulations to Tom.
Tom O'Gorman, professional racing driver. You, amateur, just for fun, but running very, very close lap times. That's got to make you feel pretty good.
Yeah, I do feel very good. Car ran great up until the last one, but yeah, to keep up with that kind of car and that kind of driver, that's feels great.
Yeah, props to you. Very nice work for keeping things interesting. Hopefully we'll see you next year. Congratulations on second place, Shawn Kressbach. We'll see you up on the podium.
All right, so congratulations there to our Street Modified class winners. Again, Tom O'Gorman, Shawn Kressbach, and then Dan Lewis rounding out the top three. Track Modified, Will Young, Jeremy Swenson, and Luke McGrew. And then finally now our Unlimited class. So we do know that right? We got Richard Boak. He will get that third place spot, but now it's Derrick Boyd versus James Houghton.
Yeah, coming into the bracket today, James Houghton was seated in third place. Derrick Boyd seated in fourth place. So it's going to be interesting between these two. Now, James has not been out on track today in this car. He drove one of his buddy's cars in the street modified bracket early on, unfortunately getting eliminated in the first round.
Okay, so here we go. This is the big boys are basically just kind of run what you brung. Power plant, aero, mods. This is unlimited. So you can obviously realize what goes into these vehicles here, Austin. This should put an exclamation point on a great weekend here at Speedring.
It's been an interesting weekend. There's been a lot of upsets. We saw in the track modified category, seated fifth, Will Young making his way all the way to win that top position. In the street modified category, we saw pro racing driver Tom O'Gorman taking home first place and $5,000 up against Shawn Kressbach, the reigning champion from this event last year. And now we go to the track, Derrick Boyd and James Houghton. James leading off this first flyer lap against Derrick Boyd.
All right, James Houghton, you can see him there coming into turn 7, that K2 and Integra. Running a similar splitter to a lot of these guys that are getting a lot of speed with those front-wheel drive cars, including Will Young, but Derrick Boyd in the all-wheel drive Mitsubishi Evo. So 2 different schools of thought, but who's going to be putting on the clinic? Will it be Boyd or Houghton? As they approach that finish line, this is the first battle between these 2 unlimited finalists. All right, so Houghton and Boyd, time's coming in. Looking over your shoulder here, Austin. What do we got?
Wow, this one's really close. Derrick Boyd and James Houghton. James Houghton, 111.497. But a little bit faster, Derrick Boyd, 111.476. You're talking 0.02 of a second difference between those 2 drivers. This one is going to be close. $10,000 on the line here. First place will walk home with $10,000 for the unlimited class bracket. Second place will walk home with $2,500. The prizes are higher for the unlimited class.
So just to clarify there, Austin, Derrick Boyd did get the victory there. 111.476 compared to Houghton's 111.49. So that is 0.1 of a second. So that is pretty tight there, but Derrick Boyd edges out Houghton. Are we going to go one more time? And if Houghton steps up, this could be forced to one more time. And we saw that earlier with twice in the third place bracket battles.
This is a very, very tight battle, and you know what? I don't even have an opinion on who's going to win this one, especially after seeing that.
That is a tight tolerance there, and that's just the variety that you see here at Speedring, but it really comes down to tenths, hundredths, thousandths of a second. So who's coming out on top? Again, $10,000 richer. The ultimate badass has already pretty much been decided unless these guys step up and do a 102, and I really don't see that happening given
about
these
a
times.
9-second spread there.
Yeah, no, unless they throw a nitrous bottle on there, I don't think it's going to happen. But Boyd, a wide swing there into that hairpin, but Houghton keeps it tight. A couple more turns for glory, $10,000 up for this unlimited class victory.
Derrick Boyd looking real good there on this second hot lap, but James Houghton, looks like he's right on him there. Wow. Looking at this, it's going to be real close. We might have to send it for a one more time round. So Derrick Boyd won the last one, 111.476 against a 111.497. If Derrick Boyd can win again, he will be the overall winner. Can he do it? Derrick Boyd, a little bit slower, 112.220, but James Houghton wins that second battle, 110.074. Looks like we're going to have to send these guys for a one more time. Derrick Boyd winning that first one, James Houghton winning the second. We're going to send them one more time.
Solid job there by James Houghton. Under pressure, he steps up tremendously. Derrick Boyd there with a 112. He actually slows down considerably. So we're going to go to a one more time lap between these two gentlemen. Hopefully they got enough fuel. We can just send them right back out. Remember, we do have the trophy ceremony and prize giving over here on the stage. You can see the trophies, the Ultimate Badass Award as well, $10,000 awarded to the driver setting the fastest lap time from any heat of the weekend. So, again, we've already had every other podium spot filled except first and second here in Unlimited.
All right, and since this is the last one, we'll probably just go ahead and roll them right by us and send them back over to grid for that one more time battle. This Unlimited class bracket is getting very, very interesting. We saw Richard Boak earlier unable to finish his battle against Derrick Boyd. Richard Boak was seeded number one by a significant margin. And let's see if these drivers, I'm going to pull them aside. We'll pull Derrick Boyd up, and we'll pull James Houghton up. I don't know, I think both of these drivers have comms, so they probably know what's going on. No, we're going to run it one more time. We'll send you guys back on over to the grid. All right, James, we'll send you first, and then Derrick, you'll be chasing them. Let's do this.
All right, our race director over here and finding out if they need any fuel or anything else in order to do the one more time battle. Ideally, we keep on continuing on here, Austin.
Man, I'm getting nervous now. Oh, man, I get just as hyped as everyone else.
Austin, they're heading back out there. This is the one more time battle. There are not going to be any more battles, any more action on track after this. Houghton, you're saying, just off mic here, you said you were nervous, man. You're kind of hyped. You're pumped.
Yeah,
for this.
you know, I don't know so much if it's nervous. I have butterflies, but I'm also kind of like a little tense. I'm just super, super amped to see who is going to finish and win this bracket. Both of these guys, that was a very close battle on the first round that they ran. 0.02 of a second separated those two drivers on their first flyer. We'll see what happens on this third round lap.
All right, so Houghton out front. That's how they started this battle, and that's how they will end it. Houghton out front, Derrick Boyd in that chase position. This is the Unlimited Finals. If you're tuning in live, this is the Speed Ring, powered by ARP and Vibrant Performance, put on by Motovicity Distribution. A lot of companies and partners, want to thank them. We'll have the graphic later, but again, thank you to all the partners here for helping contribute to the second ever Speed Ring here at M1 Concourse last year. The bracket battles were debuted, and here we go. So they're going to be approaching that start line. That's when the time starts. And this is one lap for glory and $10,000 between James Houghton and Derrick Boyd.
There's $12,500 total on the line right now. And in less than a minute, right at a minute.
Right about a minute.
Right at about a minute, a little more, we'll know who is going home victorious. Technically, both of these guys win, though. Both of them go home with money.
Yep.
One just a little bit more than the other.
Quite a bit more. $7,500 more.
You can do a lot with $7,500 difference.
Yes, most definitely. All right, so again, we have decided the 1, 2, and 3 track mod, stream mod. Let's call the race here. What do we got? Look at Houghton already getting quite a jump here. A lot of that aero on that front wheel drive.
Oh yeah, lots of aero and lots of power too. I can't tell if Derrick Boyd is slowed on the back straight. We're looking right now though at James Houghton. looked like Derrick Boyd wasn't quite accelerating at 100% down that back straight. And as you can see, Derrick Boyd is not even in the image anymore. There he goes. We see him now.
Yeah, James Houghton looking really tidy. You see him bringing it on in, mashing the throttle in that Integra, that K2 Integra. Here comes Derrick Boyd. Consistent, even throttle all the way through that 10A and 10B. Now back into turn 1, and across the finish line goes the K2 and Integra. Austin Cabot, do we have? Of course we have a winner, but who is it?
All right, waiting for the second lap time to come in. Derrick Boyd, 111.330, but James Houghton, 108.446 in this third round battle.
Wow.
James Houghton, your winner in the unlimited class bracket. $10,000 to James Houghton.
Absolutely
for
awesome.
that lap just now.
All right, so James Houghton with that 108.446, beating out Derrick Boyd, and that one more time, sudden death, do or die battle with a 111. So 108. Man, talk about stepping up tremendously. James Houghton steps up. So can't wait for you to have some words with Houghton, man. Like I said, you've seen Houghton just develop over the years. Would you agree?
Oh yeah, and I've seen them develop that car. James likes to tell a story. About 4 years ago, they thought they had pushed the Integra Type R chassis as far as it could go, and now they're going about 15 seconds faster than that. So it's been amazing to watch the progress of that car. At a track like this where it's a little bit tighter, you don't see the speed that it makes as much, but at a big track like Road Atlanta or something similar, he's just running some amazing, amazing lap times.
Yeah, absolutely. So go ahead and grab him over there or right here.
All right, I'm here with your overall unlimited class winner, taking home $10,000, James Houghton. James, how does it feel?
I screwed that up a little bit on the first run. I was trying to be safe and a little bit too safe on the first one there. So, Eric, you can imagine, if anyone knows my good friend Eric, you can imagine what he was saying on the radio to me when I did that on the first run. So, no, it's an amazing event, and so happy to be a part of it, and super excited for the prize.
Yeah, what are you going to do with your 10 grand?
Pay some bills.
That's funny. That's the answer every single time somebody wins. Pay some bills. Shows you that racing can be quite expensive, but obviously big payday today for James Houghton, your overall unlimited class winner here at Speedring 2018.
All right, thank you, Austin. Jumping over here to Derrick Boyd. Derrick, awesome racing out there. You gained some seconds there on that one more time, man. I don't know. Did you have a cheeseburger there between the battles and the one more time? What happened out there? He stepped up and got a 108, man. He was ripping, yeah. So, but yeah, you're about a 110 if I can recall. But yeah, so one more time battle overall, man.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a good time. Definitely making mistakes out there, but that's racing. That's learning it. A little more time on the track would be a blast. Look forward to coming back. It's a great car. We've all had a pretty rough go this weekend, it seems. So I'm just happy to finish, and I drove it here, and we'll get it the rest of the way.
Do you like this track? I mean, it's tight, 1.5 miles. I mean, by comparison to probably a lot of the other tracks that you see with this, you really got to be clean and no mistakes.
Yeah, you definitely. There's not a lot of margin of error. I mean, I'll take the walls over cliffs, but it's still real tight. So you got to be pretty conservative, and there's a lot more to be lost than gained by hanging it too loose. But definitely pushed out there, and I again made some mistakes, learned a lot. Room for improvement for sure. But this is a really fun track. It's tight. It's pretty technical. In some of the corners, what seems ideal is counterintuitive. So looking forward to watching a few more, down the road, watching more guys go and learn their secrets.
Well, like you said, room for improvement. Only one more spot. You got second place, $2,500. So be happy with that. Great. Your smile on your face says it all. Derrick Boyd, second overall, unlimited class winner. Again, join us at the podium. We'll give out some cash, give out some trophies, and, of course, the ultimate badass, the Uba. We talked about Richard Boak. I believe, unofficially, he has the fastest time, and we talked about that, and there it is, 102.398. Ultimate badass. I can say that proudly. I normally don't get to say badass over the live stream or television, but that's what Motovicity wanted to call it, and that's what the Speed Ring is calling it.
Yeah, so it's looking like your overall podium results for Speedring 2018 Street Modified. Dan Lewis taking home $500. Shawn Kressbach in second place, taking home $1,000. And Tom O'Gorman taking the overall bracket win for Street Modified class, going home with $5,000. Track Modified class, Luke McGrew, unfortunately, was top seeded, but beat out by Will Ah Young in the qualification round for the finals. Luke McGrew, though, still taking home $500 for that third place finish. Jeremy Swenson taking home $1,000, and Will Ah Young with $5,000 in the Track Modified overall win. In the Unlimited class, things got a little interesting, though, Jarrett.
I mean, between all the classes, the Fuel Lab Street Modified, Airlift Performance Track Modified, SuperTech Unlimited, and quick early on, Richard Boak sets that fastest lap. Was that Friday? I think he said that, or was that?
No, it was Saturday.
It was Saturday.
It had to be Saturday.
Yeah,
Yep.
it had to be Saturday. You're correct. But man, just quickly, already that 102, and that held on throughout the weekend. But thank you to our sponsors. This is Motovicity Speed Ring, presented and powered by ARP Automotive Racing Products and Vibrant Performance, alongside so many partners and so many companies partaking in this one-of-a-kind event.
Yeah, it's this event really showcases what Time Attack can be about. It's not about only turning one fast lap at some point in the weekend.
Right.
Track battle is something that just changes things up a little bit and makes things really interesting. As we saw, there were a lot of upsets today.
Yeah. No, it ended up being just a phenomenal event. So thank you, Austin. I know you got a flight to catch, and I'm going to give away some trophies, give away some cash. But I would say that Speed Ring 2018 was definitely a success. Looking forward to just its growth over the years. And M1 Concourse, thank you for having us, and of course Motovicity for putting on this spectacular event.
All right, for Jared Deanda, I'm Austin Cabot. We'll talk to you later.